Imagine a place where cannonballs are encouraged, marshmallows are mandatory, and just 5 more minutes turns into all day. That's Veranda Beach Resort on Lake Osoyoos, one of the warmest freshwater lakes in North America, located on the border of Canada in Oroville, Washington. The vibe is delightfully old school, with time spent with family and friends at the beach, on the lake, and under the stars. Sounds of laughter, dogs, and screen doors are the soundtracks of your stay. Rent your own fully furnished cottage with Wi-Fi and all the comforts you need. It's the best of then with all the ease of now. Veranda Beach Resort. Come play, stay, and make memories. Visit verandabeach.com now to book your stay.
Ever notice how life's best stories don't happen in your living room? They happen on the open road, out on the water, or parked under the stars. At Progressive, they get that you want to focus on the experience, not worry about the what-ifs. That's why they offer quality insurance designed for your ride, whether that's a boat, RV, or motorcycle. Adventure with confidence. Visit Progressive.com and see how easy it is to protect your favorite way to get away. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in D.C. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Don't ask me to talk.
And welcome to yet another exciting edition of Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Ryder.
Hey, I'm your other pal. I am Stacy Heller, and it's going to be a super exciting show this week. Aren't you going to ask me why?
I am flummoxed. I am surprised. I had no idea that this one in particular. I knew it would be exciting because it's always exciting. But what in particular makes this one an extra special, extra exciting episode?
Because I have gone so far down the rabbit hole for my cultural blind spot that I think I'm in China. Like, remember when you were a kid and it was like, hey, Mom, if I dig a hole, will I end up in China? Well, I feel like I've gone to China.
Okay.
Or at least another dimension.
Well, hopefully you've negotiated a better trade deal for us, but we'll leave that to the side and we'll find out when we get to that segment.
Yeah. So I'm super excited. Like, I have listened to podcasts before in this genre, but I have never watched the documentaries and all that stuff. And I'm like, holy cow. It's amazing that I'm sleeping at night, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I've got some thoughts on this whole genre, so looking forward to talking about that later.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, how the heck are you? Or I should say, how the hell are you?
No, the first is fine. I'm doing fine. It's been an interesting week where I'm still recovering from the dental surgery and the weird feeling of having a big tooth missing from my mouth and feeling like every word I say is extra slobbery because of it.
You're like those dogs that are missing their canine teeth and their tongue just flops.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know.
But literally everything I eat immediately pops into that hole. You know, you don't realize how important it is to have all the teeth until you miss one. And it's every time I go to chew a piece of gum, boink, it's right up there.
Wow.
like an implant in itself, you know. Anytime I take a bite of something, whoop, right up into there.
Telling you got to think about the grill thing so that you don't have the hole.
It's weird. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And then I had an interesting thing develop on the little road trip that I had last week when I went to see you up in Oroville area. On the way back, I don't think I mentioned this on the show last week.
Oh, no.
But
an arrogant
20
venture.
miles leaving from your place, a bird comes flying up and didn't like fly high enough, so whapped right on the windshield.
Oh, bugs, yes,
was
bird, no.
jarring for all of us in the car, and I'm sure the bird as well. And I'm just hoping that the bird is okay. Sorry, buddy, if you're listening.
Oh, no. That's horrible.
It is horrible, but the good news is there was no blood on the windshield, just poop. So I'm gonna hope. I mean, they've got what, like hollow bones, right? So probably okay, right?
Like, how many times have you been driving and, like, you know how birds sort of swoop and you're like,
yes,
you know, and you think, like, I'm going to hit it, but you never do.
I see like raccoons, deer, all kinds of animals on the side of the road. I've never once hit a raccoon or a deer or anything like that because I see them. I stop, I make sure I don't hit this. But with a bird, they fly directly in front of your car sometimes. So I've hit 2 birds in my life and both of them like just flew off. And so I have no idea if they made it.
Wow. Like,
beyond that incident. But
crazy.
It's always like horrifying to me. So that was one thing. And then the other thing is I had an issue with my car where the data connection, this is total first world problems, by the way.
Oh, it's one of those.
But the data connection that powers my Google Maps went offline and wouldn't come back. So I took the car to the dealer, and they had called me because they had a part in for a different thing. And so it was like, oh, perfect. While I'm getting this done, this other part being installed, can you take a look at this other issue? I'm pretty certain that it's this one part that, unfortunately, like all a GM across the board, all their cars are having issues with this particular part. So it's on back order. But I'm like, let me give them a heads up now so they can order the part. And maybe, just maybe, I'll get lucky and it'll be there when I bring the car in. Because I have to drop the car off and then borrow the girlfriend's car to go to work. So it's an inconvenience to drop the car off at the dealer. It's not like an easy peasy kind of thing.
And they don't give you a loaner.
They don't. No, not typically. Not for a small under warranty repair like this. So I dropped the car off and, I had an appointment for the afternoon for 1:00 in the afternoon, but we dropped it off the night before because I needed to be to work for something, for a meeting at a particular time. So I'm like, let's not even risk taking the extra half hour it's going to take me to drop this car off. Let's drop it off the night before, then I can go directly to work. I'm thinking, smart.
Look at you. Not just a pretty face.
I can sleep into my normal time. It'll be good. I'll be nice and sharp for the meeting. 7:30 the next day, get a call from the dealer. And I'm like, I'm not answering this. I'm still asleep. So I just let it go to voicemail.
Uh-oh.
But I wake up and like an hour later. And again, I typically wake up around 9:20. So this 7:30 being jarred awake by a phone call is kind of annoying.
Right. If it's not your mom or dad, like,
yes.
or your sister saying there's been an accident, whatever.
So I figure, but I glance at the voicemail that was left, and you know how you get the text of the voicemail, and it's just like, hey, we got your car, but you didn't leave any notes on what we're supposed to do with it, so call me back.
What?
So I'm like, how do you not know? Because I have an appointment for 1:00.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, they'll figure it out. I'm going back to sleep. Then I get a text that says, hey, this is, your parts advisor or whatever. We've got the car booked in for your appointment. But they say, we've got your Blazer. Now, I don't drive a Blazer. We've got your blazer booked in for your appointment.
Oh my gosh.
So we're all set. Text me if you have any questions.
Yeah.
I'm like
Did you
annoyed that I'm also being awakened again at 8:30. Still nearly a full hour before I normally would wake up.
Right.
And that they've got the car wrong, but I figure they figured it out. They just misspoke or mistyped in
Come
the
on,
text.
Eric.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to give all the benefits of the doubt. So, I'm like, okay. Then I try and get back to sleep. I wake up while I decide to get up at my normal time without much sleep. So I'm exhausted all damn day long. Then I get a call from the dealership. Oh, and by the way, the text says, "Oh, I've got you booked in for your appointment at 1:00. We'll try to get to your car early." Now, for the appointment, they're installing a little mat on top of the the front of the car here because it has a problem with glare.
Okay.
So it's just a little mat there to keep there being glare on the windshield.
Yep.
It Velcros on. This is literally not brain surgery. So
No.
I figure they don't have the part that they need to fix the data thing. So I'll get the call like probably 1:00 straight up. Hey, we finished the car. We've got your part on order. No problem. Instead, I get a call around 3:30 in the afternoon, and they're like, "Hey, we're all finished with your car. It's ready to pick up." I go, "Oh, cool. So you fixed the data thing?" And they're like, "Data thing?"
Oh, no.
Like, yes, it's on the appointment reminder that you sent me twice. And they're like, "Oh, well, it wasn't on the overnight paperwork, so I didn't get it put into the computer." I'm like, how is not when you get the car, the first thing you do is plug in the VIN into your computer or plug in my phone number or plug in my name and then have that appointment like pop up and tell you like this is exactly what the appointment is for,
Come
what it's at,
on.
and who the customer is.
What are you
and
thinking?
what the problems are. So they're like, "Oh, okay, well, I'm so sorry. We didn't realize that we were doing that. So are you able to leave it overnight with us and we can take a look?" I'm like, "Okay, sure."
Oh my gosh.
And it takes every bit of restraint that I have to not be like, "Seriously, guys?"
Uh-huh.
But there's only a couple of dealers, this particular car brand, that are within like easy driving distance for me to drop off a car during the week. So
Right.
I don't want to piss either of them off. I'm flummoxed, but just like, okay.
Thank you, sir. May I have some more?
Yes, exactly. So next day they call me and say, "Hey, yeah, it's that part you thought. We don't have a timeline for when we can get it in, but we've got it on order. So your car's ready to pick up." I'm like, "Okay, well, that's what I expected. So I'll go pick it up tomorrow because that's the soonest I can get there because they close before I get off work, et cetera, et cetera."
Yep.
So now I got the car back, still waiting on the part. And no Google Maps for me at the moment, but that's okay. I can live without it. But for me, it's just like, how is it not the first thing you do once you see that there's a car there to not like try and read my chicken scratch on an overnight drop-off form and instead just plug in my name or phone number or VIN from the car?
Because you know what happened. It was the early morning mechanic. The computer wasn't on. He doesn't know how to use the technology. So therefore...
But then an hour later, the lady whose job it is to check you in for an appointment does the same thing and doesn't
I want to know.
figure out.
I think when you finally like picked up the car, you should have been like, "Where's my blazer? You said you were working on my blazer."
When I went to pick it up. I said, "Oh, I'm ready here to pick up my Equinox," and they're like, "It says Blazer." I'm like, "It says Blazer. I guarantee you, it's not a Blazer."
Oh my gosh!
The computer made a mistake when they set up this appointment. They're like, "Oh, okay, sorry about that. That happened to a few other people. We're trying to get that fixed."
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. Like, it's just not that hard.
I don't know how.
I mean, maybe it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
Maybe it is.
We don't know. Maybe
I don't know what
hard.
the behind the scenes is, but to me, in my mind, this was going to be so easy. They'd call me around 2:00 and say, "Hey, we've got the mat installed, but unfortunately, we've got to wait on this part. We already pre-ordered it a week ago when you made the appointment because you told us that we would need it, but it's still, going to be a few weeks till it gets here." I'd have been like, "Thank you so much. So happy. It's a pleasure doing business with you." Even though I'm waiting on a new car with a problem already, less than a year into ownership. It's fine. Stuff happens. But for it to be like,
wow,
we're going to wake you up every hour for 2 hours before you're scheduled to get up so we can say that we don't have a clue what's going on.
Oh my gosh.
Just like, wow. Just bizarre.
Well, now you know to just answer the dang phone, and then you can just fall back asleep.
I guess, but I don't know that I make any sense when I'm answering the phone.
Are you doing like heavy drugs or something?
No, but I mean, are you shaken awake from a dead sleep and then you're like suddenly clear and coherent?
Yeah.
It takes a second.
No, are you kidding? You know what? You can test me sometime. I'm pretty sharp.
Okay.
I think it's like all of those years of like the kids, like needing to be on high alert for like when kids come home late and you're like, "I'm awake. Where have you been?" Or whatever's going on. I don't know. Or maybe I just don't sleep well. I was up 2 nights ago. I woke up at 3 a.m. and was up until 7. That's not fun, Eric.
No, it's not. That's early.
Yeah. So then I like fell back asleep and it messed up my schedule.
Yeah, that's the thing. Getting your sleep schedule all messed up is not fun. And then, of course, we live here in the Great Northwest. I mean, you are for part of the year now. And it's like light at like 3 a.m. now. So you wake up at 4:00, because somebody's snoring or something. And then it's like, it feels like it's afternoon.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then it's like, oh. So I do have the eye mask to keep from that being such an issue. But, if you wake up and you go, what time is it? It really does feel like it's like noon already.
It's like when you walk out of a movie theater and you're startled that it's like daylight out. You expect it to be dark.
Right. I know I went to a matinee, but still.
Right, exactly. It's like
I've been in the dark like a mole for 3 hours.
100%. Well, and here, because I'm at Veranda Beach for the summer, as you mentioned, here the frickin' birds tweet. So it's like
yes.
4 a.m. and these birds, it's like you're in a Cinderella movie and they're all like tweet, 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 happy, happy, happy. And I'm like, turn down the volume on this Disney film.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. That last time I went camping, that was like the thing that said, you know what, maybe a hotel is the way to go from now on.
Oh my gosh.
Because I spent like the night tossing and turning because I'm not in my normal bed, can't get to sleep. Finally get to sleep like 4 a.m. and then like 2 minutes later, chirp, 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 chirp.
Oh my gosh, and they're so jolly here.
Yes, and how many nights has it been like, oh, it's so hot, we'll leave the windows open to cool down, and then you wake up like from a dead sleep at 4:30 in the morning because all the birds have decided your trees are the ones they need to be.
Yep.
And they want to go full volume at that point. Yeah.
It's horrible.
It's very,
I mean,
yeah.
let me put it
Birds
this
are
way.
beautiful, but they are nature's a-holes.
They're like, oh, were you trying to sleep? Sorry.
Right?
Yeah. It is lovely if you're like that person that likes to get up and go for an early morning run, or like
Right.
there's people around here that hike up the mountain that's across the street, or, whatever. However, I'm not that person, especially when I've been
Neither
awake
am
for
I.
4 hours.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So aside from that, how has your week been? First full week there
Yeah.
at Veranda Beach, the
And
summer house.
I'm all by myself. It's kind of quiet here at the moment because I think people are finishing up like school, and it's a busy
Except
time
at
of
4
year.
a.m. when the birds are
Well,
going crazy.
Then it's like rush hour. So I'm realizing at times that I need to get socialized, because then like I'll go in and visit the folks that run the rental office, and I'm like, hi, and they're like, what are you taking? I'm like, I just haven't seen people in a while. But it's been a little overcast. There's always part of the day that's super sunny and beautiful, and then there are times of the day that it's overcast. So that's when I go into my rabbit hole and I'm binging. And I went and had Mexican all by myself. And I had this intention, like, I'm going to go eat an early dinner. I hadn't really eaten all day. And then I'm going to go to the grocery store. It's going to be great. I had a gin and tonic. I had some delicious enchiladas. Yum. He brought me over another drink, and I was like, presumptuous, but fair. And then and apparently they make them really strong. And so at the end, he's like, do you want a shot of tequila on us? And I was like, no. So then I went over to the grocery store, and the things that I picked up were like Diet Coke, Laffy Taffy banana flavor, and some fruit. And I was like, I'm not going to the grocery store right now. So I went home. I just wasn't in the mood. I was like, now I'm full and uncomfortable. And like, I left my list at the house, like, forget it. So I went the next day. So I really hate going to the grocery store. So much.
I can't agree with you there, but I'll tell you what, you're picking out the candy stuff reminds me of when I was there and we went to BC. I picked up a bunch of Canadian candy.
Oh, how was it?
Then we've been dipping into the stockpile. I thought like, oh, this will last us for a year, but we've been dipping into the stockpile, and it's been like, I'm just really like, oh, this is so good. I got some of those gummy cola bottles, which I know you sometimes see here in the States, but it's been a long time since I had one. But oh my God, turns out those are one of my favorite things. I didn't remember. Yeah. So we finished that bag really quickly. I got some like fancy licorice, and then that bag went in like a day. Now we're on to these like Nordic berries, and they taste just like raspberries. They look like raspberries. They taste like raspberries. I'm like, how is this possible? It's a gummy candy. It is literally like fresh fruit in your mouth.
Is it the ones that have the little sprinkles on them?
No.
Okay. Because those don't really taste like those, but it's the same idea.
These really taste like raspberries. I'm like, whoever the Canadian chemist in the candy company in Canada is, they are on point. Because I've never had like a gummy really taste like the actual thing.
No.
As much as this tastes like red raspberries. So,
well, I want to know who came up with a blue raspberry.
Yeah, there's no blue raspberries.
There's no blue raspberries.
What is that about?
I don't know. That's Willy Wonka messing with us. Well, that's
Absolutely.
Good. You'll have to let me know what candies you need me to refill so that when I head back over to the Seattle area, I can bring you candy.
Well, apparently it's the gummy bottles. Now I'm going to see if I have since I haven't had them here in a long time. I'm going to see if I find them in the States and if it's as good. Because otherwise it's like no need to show a passport to get these.
I know, but
I can stock up here.
It's such an international adventure.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Like,
for sure.
Now, was there a particular store that you liked going to, or did you just go to the grocery store in Canada? Because I didn't go with you that day.
Shockingly, it was their dollar store, the Dollarama, that had all this great candy. And, sometimes when you go to the dollar store here in the States, it's like an apocalyptic wasteland.
Yes.
But up there, it was so like clean and nice and everybody was friendly and they had a great selection of stuff. I'm like, damn, if this was here, I'd be going there every week.
Yeah, right?
But,
like normally the ones at home in the States, it's like my mother's pantry. Everything's like going to expire any minute. Wow. All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So anything else new or exciting, or should we take a break and get on over to our cultural blind spots, or our CBS, if you will?
I like that. CBS. It's better than IBS. Yeah, let's do it. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about our CBS.
All right. Everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Don't Ask Me to Talk. Imagine a place where cannonballs are encouraged, marshmallows are mandatory, and just 5 more minutes turns into all day. That's Veranda Beach Resort on Lake Osoyoos, one of the warmest freshwater lakes in North America, located on the border of Canada in Oroville, Washington. The vibe is delightfully old school, with time spent with family and friends at the beach, on the lake, and under the stars. Sounds of laughter, dogs, and screen doors are the soundtracks of your stay. Rent your own fully furnished cottage with Wi-Fi and all the comforts you need. It's the best of then with all the ease of now. Veranda Beach Resort. Come play, stay, and make memories. Visit verandabeach.com now to book your stay. What's better than IBS? It's Don't Ask Me to Talk. And we are back. I'm one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Ryder.
I'm Stacey Heller, and this is going to be fun today.
And by the way, pretty much any answer that anybody would have given to that question, what's better than IBS, would probably qualify. Just about anything is better than IBS.
Yeah. It's not good. And I'll tell you what, the older I get, the more inclined I am to talk about my bowel movements.
Okay, well, I'm not there yet, so we're going to move on to a different subject, which is our cultural blind spots. Now, this is the section of the show where we talk about those big pieces of culture, movies, TV generally, that neither of us have indulged in our lives up to now. But we've seen all the parodies, we've seen all the references, and as we check these things off our big list, the picture becomes more clear in what these references were. So I watched a couple things this week, and I know that you watched a few things this week that you want to talk about. So let's go to you first, and you can tell us about true crime documentaries?
Yes. Okay. So, everybody, gather around, get your soda, or your drink or your coffee or whatever, and settle in for a tale. So as I said, I have listened to podcasts occasionally, but the podcasts are always frustrating. Like there's one out there, Crime Junkie, that they're so unsatisfying because it's not all wrapped up. And I'm like, I need the wrapped up story. I need to know what happened. And so I was hanging out. And as we have well established, if you listen to this show, I am not a huge TV watcher. I'm a TV listener. So I was like, you know what? I am going to watch one of these documentaries. And I was looking at the top shows on Netflix, and one was called Crash. And it's the story of Mackenzie Shirilla. You have a question.
Oh, no, I was just going to say they've really become a phenomenon, and especially Netflix has, done a lot of these true crime documentaries. I know I've fallen victim to watching a couple of them, because their marketing is masterful. They really suck you in if you ever watch one of these trailers that start playing as soon as you log in to Netflix. And I watched I watched a few. I've watched the Wild Wild Country, I think it was called, about the cult in Oregon. That was actually pretty interesting. But what I'm finding is with all these, they could have been 2 episodes and I would have been just as satisfied. They stretched these out to like 10 episodes. And so you're spending like 5 hours of your life in this grimy world of crime. And all you really want, I feel like I should really just watch the first episode and the last episode. But I get sucked in. I got to see them all. So I've watched that one. I watched the one. It was like Evil Genius, I think it is, where these creeps. No, these creeps like attached a bomb to a guy and made him go rob a bank. Again, it was interesting, but could have been 1, maybe 2 episodes. And then there was, I watched the one about the Zodiac because I really enjoyed that David Fincher movie, The Zodiac. And I was curious because they make it seem like, oh, we've done it. We've done what nobody can do. We've cracked the case. Like Netflix has cracked the case of the Zodiac, right, the unsolved crime for, decades and decades. And so I got sucked into that. And it turns out that, okay, they think it was the same guy that the film kind of makes you think it is too. So it was like, okay, well, again, this could have been 2 episodes and it would have been plenty. But that's what I've seen so far. These are like the big cases. Now it seems like they're drilling down to smaller things, maybe to hook people on stories they haven't heard before.
What's interesting is that so some of them are like, the couple of the ones that I watched were more like the hour and a half long, hour 40-minute ones. So that's nice because you're right. Like the shows, you're sort of like, okay, the first 10 minutes is regurgitating what happened last time. So
right.
So the first one that I started with was this movie Crash, about a 17-year-old girl who was the driver behind the wheel of a horrific accident that claimed the life of her boyfriend and their mutual friend. And it's so interesting because a lot of people participated. She survived. The 2 boys did not. The car was demolished. She hit a building, like the corner of a building, going 100 miles an hour. There were car parts on the roof of this building. It was so bad. And so they do all the classic, painting her one way, and getting the stories about her and then painting her the other way because the parents are interviewed and then you deep dive this whole thing. And she participated in it. And you're like, you suck. It's hard to imagine choosing to, in the end, she gets convicted of murder, by the way, spoiler alert. And the only reason I get to that right there is because there's no way that if she did this, that she was expecting to survive it. The fact that she survived is crazy. And so therefore, was it a murder-suicide? What's the deal? But it's she does herself no favors. Literally, as they're interviewing her, the camera's still going, and she turns to her attorney who's off screen, off camera, and is like, what do you think? How did I do? I just really want to make sure, that I get across that there was, no intent and whatever. She just seems like a vapid, shallow bitch. And this case, I remember hearing about this in the news, and it's just so interesting because you're never going to really get a sense of it, whether it was on purpose or whatever the deal is. But it's just fascinating how much your personality can just make or break. Like the fallout from this movie, the stuff that I've seen online, you go through social media, and of course, my algorithm is like, oh, so you're into this now. And the number of commentaries that have come up about this case now, it's fascinating. And the backlash that her parents and she have felt universally, this young woman is just hated. And it's like, holy cow. So that, of course, that gets me like, oh my gosh. So then I got to start watching these things. Then I watched one about this biker, Mariah Wilson, who I had also heard about this case. It turns out she was killed by a jealous girlfriend of a guy that she was sort of hanging out with. And I'm like, what? Like, who does these things? Then I watched the Elizabeth Smart thing. Talk about a cultural blind spot. Like, if you don't know about the Elizabeth Smart case and the young woman that at 13 was abducted from her home and was found 9 months later, that case is crazy. And this is a new one that's out. So it was, as I said, like, this is a whole cultural phenomenon. The amount of podcasts, the amount of social media content, the Netflix shows, the documentaries, the series that people just cannot get enough of. It's like, oh, the world is a train wreck, so let me watch this tiny little train wreck because it's all going to be tied up in a neat bow. It was something. So that's crazy, people. They were all fascinating. And if you're into that stuff, totally watch them. So, because I needed to redeem myself culturally, I couldn't.
I mean, really, we talked about, reality TV and how sometimes you feel a little bit gross after watching those. I said I feel the same way watching the true crime stuff. Like sometimes I feel a little bit, it's like watching a train wreck or that car fire on the side of the road. It's like sometimes you can't help yourself, you get sucked in, but you can't help but feel a little bit morbid and creepy.
Totally. You're rubbernecking. I mean, it's horrible.
Yes, rubbernecking. Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, this is horrible. So I need to redeem myself in some way. So what did I do? I watched an old classic movie that was essentially like a true crime movie called Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, which this movie is a classic because it stars Joan Crawford and her, in real life, bitter rival, Betty Davis, starring as sisters. And holy cow, it's something. I mean, it literally had all of the
classic 1962 movie.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And it had all of the drama of a true crime thing. Like, oh, family jealousy and favoritism from the father and mental health issues and a terrible accident and murder and mayhem and money. And I'm like, what is happening with this movie? It was unhinged. And I think I had two takeaways from this movie. Joan Crawford really did herself a disservice when she did Mommy Dearest, because if you've seen that movie, it makes you hate Joan Crawford so much in that role. And she's such a cartoonish character in that role. So then seeing her in this movie, you're like, well, she was beautiful. Like, she was a really handsome woman. But Betty Davis is like your classic melodramatic, unhinged actress that is just willing to go there. And her playing Baby Jane and being so crazy, no wonder she got the Oscar, which actually I don't think she got the Oscar. I think Anne Bancroft got the Oscar that year. And I think that Joan Crawford accepted it for her or something. It was like a big scandal. So it was just fascinating. And a lot of times when we talk about our cultural...
Yeah, she was nominated for Best Actress for the movie.
Betty Davis
and
was,
Victor,
right?
Yeah, Betty Davis. Victor Bueno was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Ernest Haller, Best Cinematography. So a lot of nominations for this, but it looks like they only really won for Best Costume Design in the black and white category, no less.
Which is crazy.
So it was one of those ones with a lot of nominations that pretty much got shut out, which we see sometimes, which it's always a little bit strange.
Yeah, totally. So a lot of times when we talk about the cultural blind spots, we'll talk about things that we're like, oh, so that's from there. So one of the things, first of all, in the opening scene, little baby Jane is singing like the Swanee River. And I'm like, when's the last time I heard somebody sing that song when it wasn't in a Looney Tunes? So that was kind of funny.
1962.
Right? And then I realized, like, all of the parodies, like on SNL, they've done a bit. I think it was Kate McKinnon and another, I think Adie Bryant did a bit about sisters. And it was very like, you know, the bitter rivalry and the food and serving like the rat and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's what that's from. Okay. So now I have a better sense of that melodramatic, like sisters and some of that stuff. And once again, I was able to then draw that line from this movie. So it was great. I mean, it was borderline campy. I mean, not even borderline. I mean, honestly, it sort of veered off like the car that made the sister a paraplegic.
Okay, yeah. Your description there had me thinking you were panning this movie.
No.
But it sounds like you actually really loved it.
No, I totally did. It was a pretty long movie. I mean, I think it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes or 10 minutes or something. And
Sure.
That's a pretty long movie for then. And I was riveted. I only got up to go to the bathroom. Like, it was fun. And again, knowing the back history between these two, like, iconic actresses was just fascinating.
Now, I looked up famous quotes from this movie because I am aware of this movie being a famous movie. But like you going into it, I wasn't necessarily aware of where in the culture this, you know, like the bits from it, the famous quotes. So I just looked up famous quotes, and one that stands out to me is, "But you are, Blanche, you are in that chair," which Jane says in the movie. And I know that has been parodied in many occasions, even like, for instance, on Seinfeld, they've dipped into that. I think The Simpsons has as well. So, yeah, that's one of those.
Totally. It's, you know, and the same thing with the silver dish with having, you know, an animal or a rat or whatever. Like, she serves lunch, and then as a throwaway, she's like, you know, we have rats in the basement. And you're like, I know where this is going. So, yeah, super fun. Highly recommend. And so, you know, that way you can be cultured and get your true crime itch. So there you go.
Well, very good. Very good. I watched a couple of classics this week as well for my cultural blind spots. One that I think maybe people consider a classic with a K, but I definitely remember people talking about this movie a lot, and the parody of Canadians that is in this movie is something that is definitely stuck around in the culture, especially here in the States. And I watched Strange Brew for the first time.
Oh, I've heard about this movie.
Now, this is the movie that the Mackenzie brothers are in and starred in. And these were two characters played by Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas, Bob and Doug McKenzie. And their whole, like, have some more beer, eh? Kind of characters. Your hose head, take off. A lot of their things that we think of as Canadian come from their like parody of Canadian culture in this movie, and the characters that I believe originated on SCTV. They did. And so this was an interesting one because I feel like if I'd seen it at the time, and I was, maybe 10 years old when this movie came out, so I probably wouldn't have been allowed to have seen it. But if I had seen it at the time, I think I probably would have gotten maybe some more of the jokes and references that they make. But it's still a lot of fun, and they do a lot of stuff in this that's very meta that I don't think had really been done before that, or if it had been done, it'd been done in a different way. So, for instance, they start off the movie saying, like, here's our movie, eh? And then it's like they cut to like some low budget footage of some stuff happening, and then like they show like the people in the theater like just being like, oh man, and then like storming out of the theater, and then they're in the theater as well as on the screen, and then they end up being chased down the block by people wanting their money back.
Oh, that's funny.
And this is all within like the first 10 minutes of the movie, and then it leads to the actual movie, which is them like getting a job in a brewing company. And the brewing company wants to like do mind control, so they're like lacing the beer with drugs, and then they end up like with the help of the original owner's daughter foiling this big scheme, and a lot of nutty stuff happens along the way. But it's very funny, and it's one of the first times I think that TV characters got their own movie, and then like it was able to be stretched out into like 90 minutes. This is a pretty short film. 90 minutes. If you cut off the fake part of the movie, then it's like 80 minutes, it's a short film.
Wayne's World.
Absolutely, yeah. But you could definitely see that big influence on something like Wayne's World several years later, like 10 years later. And yeah, it's a low budget movie for sure. I'm seeing the budget was $4 million. It made like $8.5 million in the box office. Hey. So it was profitable, but it's not like an Avengers Endgame by any stretch. But I remember these, I mean, especially at Christmas time, they had a parody of the 12 Days of Christmas that was all about beer, that would get played all the time on radio stations when I was a kid. And I'm like, what is this? Who are these characters? I had no reference for it because I didn't grow up watching SCTV. Okay. So... but I knew Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis because they've gone on to do lots of great comedy work over the years. So I had always been kind of interested in this movie, but I never took the time to sit down and check it out. And it is pretty funny and pretty enjoyable. But it's not I wouldn't say this is like a masterpiece by any stretch. But for 90 minutes, it's pretty fun.
Hey, I mean, honestly, it's a perfect thing to watch. Given you were just in Canada, eh?
That's kind of what inspired me. I'm munching on my Canadian cola gummies and watching Strange Brew.
It reminds me of that show that had Bob Newhart with the brother, I'm Larry and this is my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl. Yes. Those kind of characters.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think maybe those guys even showed up on that show. But it's definitely in that wheelhouse of comedy, just like strange characters. But it's also fun to see a movie shot in Canada.
Yes.
Like they have like yellow police cars in this movie that look like taxis. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen a yellow police car before. So it was definitely kind of fun, the cultural stuff being different. And yeah, so that was very enjoyable. I do recommend it, but I'm not going to say I highly recommend it.
Fair.
Because, again, I think some of the jokes are stuck in the 80s. But if you're like me, also stuck in the 80s in some respects, you will enjoy it. Now, the other movie that I watched, which I think is higher rated and probably more of a cultural touchstone for folks, Glenn Ross.
I remember this movie. I didn't see it.
Came out in 1992, and it's got everybody in it. And this is just was a happy accident because stars our old friend Al Pacino. Who I'd never seen an Al Pacino movie before we started doing this segment. And now I feel like I've seen all the Al Pacino movies.
Hey, you know what? This is what we're here for.
And I got to say, this is one of his most restrained roles. And he's good in this. And when I say it stars any of these people, it's an ensemble cast.
Okay.
So they all have like smaller parts. It's not the story of one guy through the movie. It's like the story of an office, essentially.
Okay.
But also, we just watched Some Like It Hot. Jack Lemmon stars in this movie.
Hey.
An older Jack Lemmon. And he's great in it. Alec Baldwin is in it.
Wow.
And having seen all the parodies and having seen the most famous clips from this movie, my impression was this was all Alec Baldwin all the time. He's only in the movie for like 5 minutes.
Oh.
But he makes such a big impact with his opening scene that he's in. Now, he is like the motivational, for folks that don't know about this movie, this is about real estate sellers in New York. It's an office. They're trying to move parcels of land in Arizona. And they're like under a lot of pressure to sell. And so they bring in this character played by Alec Baldwin, and he does this famous speech about, put down that coffee. Coffee is for closers. And then he goes through the checklist. A, B, C, always be closing.
Oh,
all that stuff.
That's where that's from.
That comes from Glenn Ross, which, by the way, is based on a play by David Mamet.
Oh, okay.
Very famous playwright. Never seen any of his work. Knew the name, of course, because it's one of those that's always talked about. This movie is referenced so much. It also has Ed Harris in it, Alan Arkin in it,
oh my gosh.
Jonathan Pryce in it, and a pre-creepy Kevin Spacey. And they're all really good in it. And I got to say, when I started watching this movie, and I was pretty tired from being woken up every 10 minutes by the dealership. So halfway through this movie, I'm like, I don't know about this movie. And I shut it off, went to bed. The next day, I'm like, I'm coming back. There's so much like talk about this movie. There's got to be some redeeming stuff to it. So then I watched the remainder of this movie, and I got to say, I got sucked in a lot more in the second half.
Okay.
And, it's interesting because all I knew about it was that scene, basically, where it's like this high-pressure sales pit.
Yep.
And I didn't know about anything else about it. It's interesting in that it is actually more about They've got these leads, basically, for people that have filled out like a little form saying, I want information about this investment opportunity.
Right.
And apparently they've been selling these leads that are acting on these leads that are pretty like bad, like they're old. They're like people that have already been called 3-4 times that said they weren't interested, but they're still being pressured to try and sell to these people. Now the bait that they're holding up for these salespeople is we've got these new, fresh leads that are, if you sell enough, we will give you these new, fresh leads. So one of the guys concocts this plan to steal those leads and then sell them to a competitor.
Oh.
So there's this robbery that happens, and there's a little twist in it. I won't give away too many details, but I gotta say, I really thought they were gonna make the twist more interesting, more effective.
Oh, really?
And give you give you like hints of like, oh, it may not be this thing, but it is this, thing. Give you little clues. Instead, they just lead you one direction, and then it goes in a different direction, and it tells you in like one scene, like, oh, this is what really happened. So I liked this movie, but I feel like the cultural impact of it far outstrips the actual enjoyment you get from watching it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I felt a little stressed out by this movie because these guys are put under this tremendous pressure just to, it's just so they can make a living. And like Jack Lemmon's daughter is in the hospital. He's trying to pay her bills. So he's really just trying to survive. He's completely broke. So much cinema motivation would never happen in other countries because they have health care.
Well, right. Maybe that's why we don't have good health care here, because what material would Hollywood have?
Right. Exactly. Like Breaking Bad wouldn't exist in Canada. But anyway, so I felt bad for these guys that are under pressure to sell, and then the poor rubes that they're trying to sell to basically steal their retirement money for worthless pieces of property. I feel bad for them too. And then the soundtrack is this fast jazz music the whole way.
Oh, that stresses me out a little bit.
And it's just I'm just whoa. I just felt over caffeinated, even though I didn't have any coffee because I'm not a closer.
Hey, always be closing.
And then the other thing is, because this is based on a play, some of the staging of this movie really felt like they had just filmed the play. And I felt like they definitely could have. Now, James Foley directed it, and I'm not really familiar with his other work, but I felt like they could have fleshed out the world a little more in a more cinematic way. Mm-hmm. Instead, it really takes place in 3-4 rooms. You see some street scenes, but you can really see how this translates to a stage. There is not a lot going on outside the world,
right,
aside from these little scenes. And I felt like that was kind of a shame. The most they did was have a big rainstorm in the movie. So with all those disclaimers and caveats and stuff, I still think this is worth watching because if nothing else, you will go, oh,
yeah,
that's this. Oh, that's where that comes from. And thank goodness I'm not a salesperson.
Yeah, I remember this. I totally remember this movie coming out. And I remember thinking oh, this seems like a grown-up movie.
In 92, I was 18. So, it didn't, to me, a high-pressured sales pit did not go oh, I got to go see that. No. I'm I got to go see Wayne's World. I can relate to that.
Yes, 100%. Interesting. Okay, well, that's good to know. I mean...
But yeah, so yeah, I give both these movies a marginal thumbs up.
Okay, all right.
Take from our good friend Siskel and Ebert one more time.
Yeah, well, I mean, rest in peace, one of them. Maybe both of them. I don't know.
R.I.P. legends.
Yeah, right. Did you ever watch that show, Sundays with Siskel and Ebert, or whatever it was?
at Siskel and Ebert and at the movies and all the iterations. Yeah, I absolutely did watch those.
Yeah, and with like Leonard Maltin and all those. And they used to have books that they published with like the movies that you should go see. And a kinder, gentler time, don't you think?
Well, the best part was their fighting over movies, but yes.
They would fight. We got to see if we can find those clips and maybe we can.
They're all on YouTube.
Are they?
I actually watched their review of Glengarry Glen Ross after watching the movie because I was interested to know what they thought about it. And they both liked it, but they both said, man, I was stressed out watching this movie. And I'm like, I'm not the only one. Good.
Interesting. Okay. It doesn't occur to me to like research like what the deal is. So noted. Okay. All right. That's fun. Okay. Anything else?
No, I think we got to get on to our great debate or our top topic for the week, which, spoiler, is not actually a debate this week because the Wheel of Topics served up Play a Game for us last week. So we'll figure out what game we're going to play and we'll play it.
Perfect. I love that. We're so flex and cash.
Stay tuned, everybody. Coming right back with more Don't Ask Me to Talk. This is Eric Ryder reminding you to follow us on Facebook. We're at Don't Ask Me to Talk, and we're on Instagram, again, at Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so check us out on social media and leave us a comment. Leave us a like. Remember, you can always email us directly at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com or leave us a voicemail or text at 475-999-2726. That's 475-999-2726. And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm Eric Ryder, one of your podcast pals.
I'm Stacey Heller. I am the other one. And I'm the one responsible for getting us into this mess.
You are, because you're the one that puts the topics on the Wheel of Topics. And last week, it came up with a Play a Game. Now, as we've said many times, you are the one that puts these topics on. So I feel like this was, I always like to find out your inspiration. This may have been a lack of inspiration that got this one listed.
I don't know
just because
what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, you shed a little light on it then, because I don't want to cast any dispersions.
No, it's 100% that situation. So at one point, I had all of these trivia games and stuff from home. And I was like, you know what? It would be fun to like play a trivia game. Like, you know, answer questions, play a game, be like fun and whatever. And so I brought all the freaking games into the studio so that we could play a game. And I thought this will be great. But then you forget, like, playing a game is hard if you can't see people and like what's the game and, you know, whatever. But now the studio has ownership of all of these trivia games and little boxes of questions and debates and all this kind of stuff, which that part's cool.
Right. But, and one of those games that I found in here is called I Should Have Known That, which I think is a trivia game about things you ought to know. You ought to know.
Yeah. You ought to know who that song is about or sung by.
That's right. Yes. And what happens in that song? Someone's in the theater trying to watch Glengarry Glen Ross, and they're getting interrupted
by Pee Wee Herman,
by young Alanis Morissette and Dave Coulier.
Exactly.
Look it up.
Exactly. Oh, so salacious. I love it. Anyway.
Yes. So I found this, and we figured for the game, why don't we just try and answer some of these trivia questions from I Should Have Known That? And we don't need to like keep score or, you know, if there's additional rules to this other than answering these questions. I'm not going to read them because we're limited on time. So shall we just like dip into it?
Let's do it. What could happen?
All right. So you've played this before, I assume.
No, of course I haven't. Are you kidding? I just buy these games and then, yeah.
Okay, well, my one question was going to be, because there's like 4 questions in a row on this. I don't know if it's like you're meant to do lightning round or go back and forth.
I don't know. Are there categories?
There's no categories as far as I can tell.
Well,
it's just like 4 questions and the answers on the back. So I'm going to try not to hold up the answers to
Are you kidding? I can't.
With the camera here.
I can't see anyway. I can't see anything. All right. And you can't pick stuff that you're going to know the answer to on purpose.
I literally just pulled the top card.
Okay. All right. And honestly, that seems like something I would do and not something you would do. So
maybe let's do this. We'll do 4 in a row for you. Then I'll pick the next card, and then we'll do 4 in a row for me.
Perfect.
All right. So what color is Pikachu in Pokemon?
Yellow.
And we kind of got to do rapid fire on this. Yellow. Yes, you are correct.
Okay.
And I didn't even look, but yes. Subtract 3 points if answered incorrectly. We're not doing
that.
No. What car brand has the models Fiesta,
Ford,
Focus, and Mondeo? You are correct.
Woohoo!
What U.S. agency is headquartered in Langley, Virginia?
Isn't that the FBI? It's the CIA?
The CIA.
Darn it!
Yes.
Because I know Kate Scarpetta from the Patricia Cornwell books. All right.
I am subtracting 3 points for you.
Well, whatever.
Is it true that the distance between your fingertips when you stretch out your arms is the same as your height?
No.
It is true. Yes.
I've heard that, and I figured it's got to be a myth.
This is one I didn't know either, so I'm glad you got that question and not me.
I had heard that, but I was like, there's no way. All right.
All right, so these ones for me. Ideally, you'd have the card and read it, but I don't.
You could text me a picture of it, but that seems silly.
I guess that would require some pre-planning, which we don't specialize on here. So I guess we can both try and answer these questions. It doesn't matter. What rice dish is often considered the national dish of Spain?
Paella.
Oh, my gosh. You're correct. Yes.
Yeah!
But I blanked because I was supposed to be answering these.
Yeah. Apparently, I'm very competitive.
What color are the 2 G's in the Google logo?
Blue and green.
Blue.
Oh. Yeah.
Who is always trying to catch the Roadrunner in the classic cartoons? Wile E. Coyote.
Meep.
Do manual and automatic cars have the same number of pedals? Now, I have never driven a manual car before, but I know that the answer is that they do not.
You are correct, sir.
Yes, automatic cars have 2 pedals, a brake and an accelerator, while manual cars have these plus a clutch pedal.
Yes.
It's so clutch.
It's so clutch, and it is brutal trying to balance.
Navigate hills.
Yes.
Had so many cars nearly back into me by accident.
Oh my gosh.
When they take the foot off the brake because they're driving a manual in a hill in Seattle.
It is brutal. My first car was clutch. Anyway.
Automatic all the way for me. In what century did the French Revolution start? We're back to you, Stacey.
Oh, of course we are. It was the 1700s.
Correct, which is called the blank century.
The 18th century, 17th century?
Yeah, you had it, and then you said the wrong. The 18th century. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that.
In what U.S. state is the Grand Canyon located?
Nevada?
Arizona.
But did I cross state lines when I went from Vegas?
You crossed state lines to Arizona.
Wow.
All right.
Okay. I'm not doing so well on this one.
You're 2 for 2 in this one. What mountain range in South America is the world's largest? Or no, sorry, longest.
The Andes.
You are correct.
Yes, I love their mints.
Woo! Those are good mints.
Just saying.
Okay. So, this is interesting. Do places near the equator have the same 4 seasons as elsewhere?
Yes.
No.
Well, I just figured, like, yeah, you have 4 seasons. Just because it's flip-flopped doesn't mean you don't have 4 seasons.
Only rainy and dry seasons.
Oh. Rainforest.
Is what this says. Yeah. Now, I'm with you. I think they still have spring, fall, and winter. They just are different weather.
Yes, I think that's a semantics thing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Thank you.
I should have known that. You're on notice. All right. Now, these ones are for me.
Okay.
What are regular people who lack magical powers called in Harry Potter? Now, I have never read a Harry Potter book. I've never seen a Harry Potter movie.
Me neither.
I've only absorbed some of the information by osmosis, but this is one that I have never heard anybody talk about. So I'm just going to pull something out of my rear end and say Mugglins.
I was going to say a normie.
I was close.
What is it?
Muggles.
Oh,
it's Muggles.
A muggle. Okay.
But not a Mugglin, as I said.
Well, wow, look at you.
All right, this one is also one that I go, oh, geez, I thought I knew this, but I don't think I do. So it's just going to have to be a 50-50.
Okay.
Is a shark a fish? I'm going to say yes. What do you say before I look at the answer?
I'll say no because...
Yes, it's a cartilaginous fish.
It's whales that are mammals, right?
That's right.
Yeah. I was just trying to be cool and whatever.
Neither of us are marine biologists.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
How many Grand Slam tournaments are there in tennis? I don't know.
There's
I'm going
the
to
US
again
Open,
pull
the
one out of my
British
butt.
Open. Is Wimbledon one? I'm going to say 4.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good guess. I'm going to say 5, just to have a different answer from you. And the answer is 4. I should have just went with you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Did you mention the Australian Open?
I said British, Wimbledon, US, and I said something in Australia.
Yeah, French Open, apparently.
Oh, all right. Huh.
All right, so great. Good guess.
Hey, my dad used to watch tennis.
All right, I think I do finally know the answer to this one.
Okay, because you looked it up.
No, because it's one that I think we both know. How many years of bad luck is breaking a mirror said to bring?
7.
That's right, 7 years.
As somebody who was born on Friday the 13th, I know a lot about lucky and unlucky.
I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do one more card here, and then we really should wrap it up.
All right. It's more fun than I thought it would be.
Yes. I feel like next time I'm going to have to mail half the cards to you in an envelope or something, and then we can go back and forth. But these are interesting because I thought I would know all of these. Not that I think I'm kind of super genius or anything, but when the first question is, what color is Pikachu? I think, oh, okay, these are super easy.
Right.
No problem.
Right.
But
maybe not.
I should have known that. How many legs does a fly have? This is for you.
4.
And then I'll guess. I'm going to say 6. Yay for me. 6 legs.
I figure you deserve the same fanfare.
Right. How many meters is one lap around a standard track? Now, neither of us are athletes by any stretch, so the likelihood of us knowing this is slim to none. But you, I feel like, may have a better guess at this than me.
400. I have no idea. Really?
400 indeed, yes.
Look at that, because I think 4 laps is a mile, right?
Sure. And I did not guess because I had absolutely no clue. All right. Which of the 5 Great Lakes is the largest by surface area? And I think I know the answer to this, so I'm going to wait and guess till after you guess.
Michigan.
Okay, I'm going to say Lake Superior because Superior implies that it's big, yeah. And I was correct.
Wow.
Sorry, Sace. It is indeed Lake Superior.
Okay, look at you.
All right.
Wow.
This is my audition to replace somebody on Wheel of Fortune or something.
Well, there you go. You can take over for whatever his name is.
Yep. How many sides does the Pentagon, the headquarters, it's in the name, that's a clue.
5.
How many sides does the Pentagon, the headquarters of the U.S. Department of Defense have? And we're both saying 5, which is correct. And that's the end of I should have known that for this week.
Perfect.
People are excited that we're wrapping it up now.
No, because you know what? They're
Now for
thinking.
Now for the bonus round, let's find out what we're talking about next week.
Yeah, let's do it. Here we go.
I feel like we might have talked about this already, but I'm not 100% sure. Floss before brush or brush before floss, I think is the part that's left off the wheel there.
Yeah, let's talk about it because now I have a new thing that I do.
Well, now it's a whole different world for me with my missing tooth.
Yeah, 100%. Now you just rinse with Jell-O.
Yeah, no. They did give me a special rinse, though, which I could talk about next week on the show.
Remember doing fluoride as a kid and it made your teeth pink?
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Right? Oh, see, we have so much to talk about every week.
How are we going to make a 30-second conversation into a 15, 20-minute segment?
Oh.
We'll find out.
Don't ask us to talk.
Don't ask us to talk is right. All right. Well, we're out of time for this week. Thanks, everybody, for putting up with us. We love you. If you've got a topic for us, we'd love you to email us at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com. We probably should get both domains, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, now somebody's going to go out and get it. Oh, great. Have a good week, everybody.
Yes, we love you. Thanks for listening.